What are you going to do on a foggy and wet day? Hey, it's time for a road trip. Join us today as we make a road trip to Guy's Bicycles. Here, we're going to start a look at electric bikes, Cannondale, e-bikes. Stay with us. Hi, this is Steve with Cardiac Cycling. We're at Guy's Bicycle Shop today, and with me is Chris, who is the resident expert on e-bikes.
Hey guys, my name is Chris. Got a whole bunch of e-bikes around us.
Yeah, we do. So we've got, half a dozen e-bikes here?
No, there's a couple different styles here. There's pretty much one for everything. There's a mountain bike, there's a road bike, there's a hybrid, and then a couple of in-between kind of things that will hit for everyone, not just someone that is a pro rider. You know, you could be a novice or someone that hasn't been on a bike in years and still be able to keep up with any type of rider.
Okay, great. And these, want to point out, these are all Cannondale bikes. The team I race with is Guys Racing, and Cannondale is one of our sponsors, as is Guys Shop. If I have no idea about e-bikes, but I have a friend who owns one, and I thought it looked like something cool. I come in here and I say, hey, I want an e-bike. What's the first thing we're going to talk about? What are you going to tell me?
There's a few things that you have to bring up or come at them with questions. If they're on a normal bike now, where they're riding now, their experience on an e-bike, and 95% of the time someone's going to come in, like you said, my friend has an e-bike, they have no idea. So you kind of get a feel of where they want to ride and then go from there. So someone comes in and says, I haven't ridden in 4 or 5 years, my friend has one, I want to get out and I want to ride with them, but there's no way I'm going to keep up with them on their 15-mile ride. Yeah. So there's a hybrid style bike that has a thinner tire on it, has that either Shimano or Bosch system on it, the pedal assist system. Now they do have to pedal the bike to keep up with them, but it's going to give them enough assistance that they can ride that 15-mile ride in what feels like 4 because of that different assistance.
Okay, and so you do have to pedal.
You do have to pedal them, yeah. There's 3 different classes of e-bike. Class 1 being no more than 20 miles an hour assisted. There's no throttle on it, you must pedal. Okay. So that one's pretty much legal everywhere. Class 2 and Class 3 is where they start getting a little bit gray area. Class 2, they're assisted up to 20 miles an hour and they have a throttle enabled on them. Class 3, they're enabled for 28 miles an hour and they don't have a throttle on them. The main one that we sell here is the Class 1, is pedaling. They have, most of them are going to start at 3 modes, and that's with Shimano's drivetrain, and then Bosch has 4 modes. 3 different power modes on the Shimano and then 4 on the Bosch. There's usually an Eco, which is your lowest setting, which is going to give you the least amount
Eco being the most economical in terms of the battery use.
So the Eco mode is its name, is more economical. So rough estimate about 70 miles out of that charge on full eco mode, depending on how hard you're pedaling. Okay. As you jump up into the higher modes, you have you have eco, you have a standard or a middle ground, and then a high. And then in Bosch's case, they have a sport mode, which is kind of in between that. And as you jump up in modes, of course, your battery life is going to go down because there's more assistance. So in your max modes, you get anywhere from 25 to 30 miles out of one charge of the battery. So it's about an average of 40 to 50 miles if you're rotating between different modes, depending on what riding you're doing.
Yeah. And if I use my battery completely, because it's pedal assist, I still have a way to get back home,
You still have a way to get back home, but you have to remember that you are carrying a little bit more weight than a normal bike would be. Yeah. So you're in for some exercise.
Yeah. How heavy is that mountain bike?
This one specifically comes in at about 45 to 50 pounds, depending on what kind of accessories you have on it.
I know people who RV and they love electric bikes because they're typically older, not quite as fit. don't want to drive their RV from point A to point B. They want, and it might be too far to walk, so they'll get an electric bike. So for something like that, if I reach that age and stage in life where I no longer want to pedal my bike all on my own, but I'm looking for something that's kind of an all-rounder, like a cyclocross or a gravel bike, something like that. What are you going to direct me to?
So Cannondale makes a wide variety of their mountain bikes. And we have the full suspension one here, which in your case would most likely be a little over the top. But they make that hardtail. The mountain bike's going to have suspension on it. It's going to have that wider tire, so more traction. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable for someone in their older years, wanting to be a little bit more comfortable, wanting to get around a little bit more. Definitely something with suspension on it would be a solid choice. But then going back to the efficiency side of it, if you're looking for something to just weekend warrior, point A to point B, head to the canal path with a friend on the weekend, something with a rear hub drive motor would be absolutely perfect. And that's for anyone at any age. Myself, someone your age, or if you're 80 plus and still willing to ride a bike, it would absolutely be suitable for you.
Yeah, so you bring up an important point. It's not really an age-specific
absolutely not.
device,
No,
right? I mean,
no.
it's you're an e-bike. Well, not only an e-bike expert, but
I ride them.
owner, right?
I ride them myself. Yeah, I prefer the mountain bike style.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind jumping around, falling down, things like that. But I do enjoy having more of that road bike aspect to it, because you get a different feel when you're out on the road, when you're out on the mountain. So someone that's looking to, say take someone that's bird watching, for example.
Yeah.
They're gonna hop back on something, they're gonna have camera gear, they're gonna have binoculars, all that stuff with them. So you have no problem with a backpack on, hop out to the woods and you can go, take your pictures, do whatever. And that could be anyone, that could be me, that could be you. So I'm 20, I'll be 24 in a month. Very fit, I have no issues, thankfully. Should be no reason that I'm on an e-bike. But it's not for the health or the, you're cheating being on an e-bike. It's just a whole different world of fun. It's absolutely phenomenal. Just the propulsion and the snappy feeling, knowing that you can still ride 50 miles after you've ridden 50 miles the day before. Yeah. Where on a normal bike, I probably couldn't ride 10.
You got to put your bike somewhere to get it from point A to point B, right?
They are waterproof, so you can travel with them on the back of your car. If it rains, it's not a end of the world. The only recommendation for something like this would be a tray-mounted rack into the hitch receiver, where it cradles both wheels, keeps everything nice and safe. One of the companies that supplies our racks, Thule, is they have the Easy Fold, and that's specifically designed for a bike of this nature. And any type of e-bike, whether it would be the mid-drive motor mountain bike or a mid-drive hybrid, whatever, it'll be confident. You should be confident putting it on there and driving.
We'll probably want to be charging the batteries while we're en route. And is that something that's possible?
It is. Pop the key in, give a little rotate, and bam.
And there
you can walk away with it. It has a nice little handle on it. And we also see that this plug is
the same as we've seen
same as all the
before.
other plugs. Yep. So you can take this off and you can charge this on or off the bike. When you're finished, battery's all charged up. Before I put that back in here, we have a battery indicator on this. And we are quite dead on this one as well. We've got 1 out of 5 bars. A nice little button here will turn this on. Plugged it in the house. This gets slid on just like that. Now it's not something that you'll just be able to pop into, say, the cigarette lighter of your car. They are standard 110. If you have a power inverter in the car or an outlet in the car.
Yep.
The highest battery charger, which I believe is on the mountain bike, the larger battery requires at least 4 amps. So if you have something in the vehicle that's capable of doing that, absolutely.
Yeah.
A full charge for any type of the battery will take about 4 hours. You get 1 to 80% in that first 3 hours of charging. And then the most important part is that last 20%. That's the overall power that gets used first, that 80 to 100%. And that'll be in the last hour of that charging.
Okay.
Yeah, so you always want to make sure that you're charging them dead to full as best as you can. It'll extend the life of the battery.
Let's say between the time you leave and the time you reach your destination, you run into foul weather. Is the battery compartment on the bike going to be okay as you have the road grime and whatever?
As long as you move any rocks or any road debris or something like that off of the contacts of where the batteries would be, absolutely, yeah. The battery is sealed. The mid-drive unit is aluminum cased, is all sealed, so you should have no problems.
Let's talk about the individual bikes now. Can we do that? Next week we'll begin looking at the individual Cannondale e-bikes, the Cujo, Quick, Treadwheel, Movaro, and the Snaps. Make sure you tune in. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click the like button, and if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified when the next video goes live. Thanks for joining us.